I have opened a new part workspace to begin. You must enter 3D Sketch mode before you can begin sketching, so I will select the Activate 3D Sketch tool from the Options flyout. I am now in the 3D sketching environment. The first thing I will discuss is the current coordinate system. In 3D Sketch, all position-related data is entered with respect to the current coordinate system, or CCS. The CCS is depicted by this 3D coordinate system. You can control the display of the CCS indicator from the View pull-down menu. Select Sketch Display and uncheck Current Coordinate System Indicator to turn it off, or check it to turn it back on. For this example, I will leave the CCS indicator on. You can change the current coordinate system by selecting the Define Coordinate System tool from the Sketching toolbar, or from the 3D Sketch menu, you can choose Define Coordinate System. When you choose this option, the Define Coordinate System dialog box appears. You will select a reference plane, face, or 2D sketch to use as the plane, and then in the X-vector field, select an axis, edge, or sketch line to be used for the X-axis. In the origin field, you can enter a point or node to use for the origin. X-vector and origin are optional fields. The next thing I will discuss is the sketch plane. By default, unless you select a plane before activating 3D Sketch mode, then the sketch plane will be the XY plane of the current coordinate system. You can see that in my workspace, the sketch grid lies on the XY plane. You can change the sketch plane in 3 ways. First, by selecting the Cycle Sketch Plane tool. Second, from the 3D Sketch pull-down menu by selecting Cycle Sketch Plane, or by pressing the Tab key on your keyboard. Watch as I press the Tab key, the sketch plane will rotate through each of the default planes. The sketch grid now lies on the YZ plane. If I press the Tab key again, the sketch grid lies on the ZX plane. And finally, press the Tab one last time, and the sketch grid is back on the XY plane. You can change sketch planes at any time. When working in 3D Sketch, elevation is also a variable. Coordinate guides are displayed to indicate the location of the cursor. A guide extending from the sketch plane to the cursor indicates the elevation. Notice when I left-click in the workspace, the guidelines are displayed. There is no elevation line because I am currently on the XY plane at 0 elevation. To view or change the elevation, select Elevation from the 3D Sketch menu, or select the Elevation tool from the Sketching toolbar as I have done here. Type the desired elevation and press Enter. The dialog box can remain open during other commands and can be used at any time. Here I have chosen to change to an elevation of 2 inches from the XY plane. You can now see a yellow guideline noting my elevation. You can control the display of guidelines from the View pull-down menu. Select Sketch Display, then check Guidelines to turn them on, or uncheck Guidelines to turn them off. In this example, I will leave the guidelines on. You can change the elevation also using the cursor by selecting the Elevate tool from the Sketching toolbar. Then left-click in the workspace and drag the cursor to the desired height. Notice that since I have the elevation dialog still open, it displays my new elevation. If you are in a feature creation command, such as a line figure, you can change elevation by pressing the E key on your keyboard and holding it down while you place the figure. To demonstrate this, I will first exit Elevate mode by selecting the tool again. Then I will select the Line tool. Notice the guidelines appear when I am sketching a figure. I left-click to start the line and drag the cursor to sketch it. Left-click again to place the endpoint. And now I will press the E key and hold it down while I am placing the next endpoint. Notice the elevation line rising. I will left-click to place the point and then release the E key. And then I will stay at this elevation to place my final 2 segments. I will close the elevation dialog box by left-clicking the X in the upper corner. This can be done at any time while in 3D Sketch mode. To exit 3D Sketch, select the Activate 3D Sketch tool again. Or you can click the Select arrow on the View toolbar. This concludes this segment of the video.